DCTV Sports presents Delta Dodgers baseball from Winskill Park in Tawasin. Tonight's matchup, the Richmond Budgies versus the Delta Dodgers. Hello everybody and welcome to Tawasin Park here in Winskill Park. I'm Steve Erickson, joined by Craig the Doc McLaren. Our pleasure to bring you this broadcast tonight. And Craig, a little bit overcast, but they accommodated us pretty good. We're finally going to get the ball game in. But we look at the team matchup as we're watching tonight. Richmond Auto Body, the Richmond Auto Body Budgies, they're playing against the Delta Dodgers' somewhat different record. The Richmond Auto Body, right now, they're sporting a record of 3-17. The Delta Dodgers are 14-8. So a little bit lopsided standings right there.
Big spread. But as the Delta coach alluded to, the Budgies are in every game. It sounds like they're just on the unfortunate end of the lose.
That's right. They haven't really caught up. All right, we'll take a look right now at the roster for, I believe this is the Richmond Budgies roster. There's the players they have, and their biggest thing that they're going to have is the concerns for their starting pitcher. They've had a lot of strong leadership, but they haven't got solid pitching. They haven't been able to finish the innings off the way they want to.
Right. Probably stranding batters, just allowing too many hits, and it'll dig you a hole every time. Right?
It sure does. Well, Gord Lowry is the coach, and we talked to him earlier on, so let's listen to what he has to tell us. Gord Lowry, coach for the Richmond Auto Body team right now, sporting a 3-17 record. How's the team doing to date? Obviously, you're having a tough start.
Well, it's been a long season, as a 3-17 record would attest. We played better our last 5 games and managed 2 wins out of our last 3, so there's some improvement. There's some light at the end of the tunnel, we hope.
Did you make any major changes in the offseason before this year?
No, that's basically what has hurt us. It's sort of a cyclical thing in the fact that we graduated 6 juniors last year, and unfortunately our feeder system through the Richmond minor system came up empty. So basically we went from 16 ball players at the end of last year down to 10. So we've been doing some heavy recruiting just in fact to give us some bodies.
What's your home field that you play out of in Richmond?
We play out of Latrace Field, which is located at Minaroo Park.
What day for home games?
Normally Wednesdays and Sundays. We run 4 teams out of Latrace. Our junior team, a midget team, a senior team, and a semi-pro team in the PIL.
Well-used park.
Yeah, it is. It is. It keeps us busy.
So do the boys get down and watch any of the games of higher caliber, or even go to any of the Canadians games at the odd time?
Well, basically, all our people pretty much support each other teams. And so consequently, like a lot of the junior kids, which are 19 to 21, they come out for the PIL team and the senior teams, and they help with the midgets and when we do our practices, things like that.
Okay, Gord, we'll let you go. We know you got a busy schedule. Thanks very much for joining us.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Well, the biggest thing he was saying about the feeder system, not that solid from what they've had in the past, Greg?
No, it sounds like they lost a lot of players, and to regroup and get all those quality positions filled isn't always easy. So he's got a little bit of work in his hands.
That's true. Well, let's take a look at the Delta Dodgers roster as we have been given it right here. This is the young gentleman that will be playing tonight. And, of course, the biggest thing that the Delta Dodgers have lost right now is their catcher, the one that's been playing so well for them, is Riley Anderson. He is out with an injury. So we're going to go right now. We talked to Mike Pistor, the coach for the Delta Dodgers, earlier on. So let's go to the interview now. Tonight that's sporting a record of 3-17 should be, and we won't want to jinx anybody, should be an easy going for you guys tonight.
Well, we're hoping for a victory, but they don't often come easy for us. And these guys, although their record doesn't indicate it, they are actually quite competitive and in most games they play.
You always known to have strong pitching. Any major changes from last game we did till now?
Different pitcher, Brad Lounsborough, lefty's going for us. It's actually his first start in about 3 or 4 weeks, so he's definitely fresh. We'll see how he does, but it's been a while for him, so it'll be interesting to see how he does.
You're 3.5 games down behind the leader. What do you have to do to catch them?
Keep winning. We're going along pretty good right now. We do have 3 or 4 guys out injured. Our catcher, number 1 catcher, Riley Anderson's out. One of our top outfielders, Mike Martinson's out. So we're a little undermanned right now, but no, we just got to play good, sound baseball and execute, and we'll be okay.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks.
Good words from Coach Mike Pistor of the Delta Dodgers,
Yep.
And of course we talked about Riley Anderson being out. We also talked about the fact earlier on, Craig, about the pitching. Brad Lounsborough is going to be starting. Had a solid record. He's at 86 at bats so far.
86 at bats, and I believe 26 hits, and got a pretty good record under his belt there.
He has, like Mike was telling us earlier on, he is somewhat rested, hasn't pitched for about 4 weeks, so
Yeah, 3 or 4
well-rested
weeks,
individual.
Yep.
Hopefully we should have a good solid game because both teams come to play. Weather's accommodated us. The field's conditions at game time are exceptional. No rain, nothing in sight. Field's very,
That's
very
right.
dry.
Nice, cool sort of weather. It's good for the ball players because they're active and stuff, and not scorching them to death. So pitcher's a left-hander. It'll be interesting.
It really will be interesting. Don't touch the dial. We're coming back with Delta Dodgers baseball right after this timeout.
When it comes to important decisions, don't play games. Use your head instead. Give tough questions a piece of your mind.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Winskill Park. Game has just started. The first batter up for the Richmond Budgies. The baseball team, Richmond Auto Body, is number 52. Cruz, and Cruz plays for them. Center field, position number 8 for the young man.
1-2.
There's the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, as we heard. Maybe, Craig, you can tell us who the umpires are for the game tonight.
The umpire behind the plate is Jerry Tregaskis, and the base umpire is Bill Howson.
Had a chance to talk to both the gentlemen before the game. Well-placed ball way out in right field, or left field rather, out there. And who's going after that one is Craig Robinson, number 7, picks that one up.
Just fell in between second base and the right fielder, Craig, there. Just a shallow right field hit. Over the infield, shallow in the outfield.
All right, there's the starting pitcher, number 36, Craig. We talked about that gentleman off the start of the program, Brad Owensborough, and strong things have come from this individual earlier on. And that's what Mike Pistor was saying. Well-rested gentleman so far. In there, called ball. And, of course, the next batter up is number 11, playing position number 6, which is shortstop, Dave Gilfillian. 1 ball, first pitch. Left-handed pitcher. Interesting to see how he changes his throws as he keeps them honest at first base. Not going to let him get away. And Cruz is on first, taking a little bit of a lead off, Craig. Not much.
Not much. No, he doesn't want to because this pitcher, being a left-hander, has a great, as you're just going to witness here.
They got him in the hot box going down. They throw it back over. They're going to get him. Oh, we misplayed it. We got it going back over towards first. Bartel comes in. Good move because Bartel went over and covered second as Delgatti come back and pegged them off. And the gentleman that came in was number 29, Jeff Jansen, come in to take over from first base and help out.
As you can see there, Brad Owensborough has a very distinct advantage here. The runners can't take any kind of a serious leadoff because he's facing the first base side as he takes his position.
It's not like you can't see him.
That's right. He's got a golden view.
Does he ever?
That was a great example right there. The fellow took a 7-10 foot lead off and he just threw the ball over.
That's right, because Cruz was out the first time he was up, so we'll keep you posted on that. In there, call, strike. Of course, the batter is still Gilfillian. Dave plays shortstop.
Well, it'll take a little bit of time here for the pitcher, a couple of pitches to get himself in the groove, but he looks like he's throwing pretty good right now.
Does tag, foul ball going down the line.
Well, go ahead.
He's got a nice delivery. He's got a high delivery on the warm-up when he approaches the plate. Craig
on his
comes
wind-up,
in on his wind-up. Yeah, he's got a real high delivery. Some pitchers come in, they throw a little bit of a shallow delivery,
or somewhat sidearm, and it's deceptive too.
Yeah, some are very prevalent in the sidearm.
A really good rotation over the top.
You watch while he faces the catcher, gets the signal face on, then turns to get set in the position. So you know he's concentrating.
Takes a very big step too, and the delivery comes from well behind. So yes, it's hard for the batter to pick it up and read it until it's released. So everybody has to concentrate.
2-2, the count to Gilfillian. Lowenbrow tags that one up, goes up, foul ball.
Well, he's staying alive in there. It's the third foul ball now.
Well, he is. He's staying alive, and you know, of course, good control, as we were saying, by Lowenbrow. Brad's deliveries are very solid. In there, call ball, full count.
Full count.
They were dressing the mound. If you see the mound earlier on, or later on in the telecast, rather, they've dressed the whole thing. It's in excellent condition.
Foul.
Foul ball, still full count to the batter, Gilfillian.
Well, Mr. Gilfillian is keeping the pitcher honest here. With
Is that what you call it?
Well, certainly making him.
I will look, see if he goes in for a changeup. Nope, low in the dirt. And that's a walk for Gilfillian. That's the first man they've walked on base. Second batter up right now. Oikawa is the next batter up. Oikawa plays, let me look, he plays shortstop for Richmond. He wears number 14. So we got runners at first. One out for Richmond. We got a right-handed batter. Well, he gets set. You can see Gilfillian on first, taking a good leadoff. And just a little bit of a staring contest there. Lowenbrow, and we get a changeup pitch delivered right there, goes in the dirt, and that advances Gilfillian to second base. Yeah, a bit of a changeup on the delivery there, Craig.
A little on the delivery, but also I think he just was concentrating too much on the runner and should have either taken him for the attempted peg off there or just delivered the ball.
Well, he did, but unfortunately it was a real big changeup. And there's a tag.
Oh.
Foul ball going down the third base line. Way out past our camera location here.
Well, a very interesting article I read recently in the paper doing a comparison in the United States between aluminum and wooden bats, and they claim that the hits are up on average about 7.1, I think it was, hits per batter in college and junior baseball.
Did he go?
No, they called. They wanted to check swing on that one to see whether or not he did follow through. Umpire out in the center field there, or
No,
just
Mr. Bill Howison said, no, he didn't.
Said, no, he didn't. As we look, they're keeping him close to second. Gilfillian takes a lead off at second, goes there in the dirt. He's going to be moving to third base. Does nice leisurely little saunter over towards third base, and that's two advances that he's had, going to second as well as third.
Well,
on
a little
pass
bit of
ball.
little struggling too with the catcher to hang on to the ball here. They're certainly missing.
Well, Riley Anderson is their starting catcher,
yes.
and Riley Anderson's very, very strong. We witnessed
Yeah.
that last time we came out and did one of the telecasts, and there's no questions that Riley Anderson is missed. He's got an average of 2.284. Up, foul, is he going to get it? Goes
No, it's
behind the fence there.
it was popped up pretty good, but just fell foul in behind the screen. No play for the catcher.
Nope. So the catcher in this case is Aaron McCrae. He didn't have a play on it, and of course coming in to help out was the pitcher Aaron Lowenbrow. And either way, they weren't going to get it.
No.
So we've got runner on third base right now for the Richmond
2-2.
Auto Body, or the Richmond Budgies, as they're known.
Person in scoring position here.
There's a nice little tag going down third base. Piva picks that one up, a long throw all the way over to Bartel. Bartel gets that. 2 out for the Dodgers.
Thank you.
That was a very good play by the batter there. Was it Aaron?
That was Oikawa.
Mr. Oikawa. He just put the bat on that enough just to get a base hit. Didn't try to kill the ball. There it is. Just a little punch up to the shortstop. Had to run over. Quite a good play. Picks it up. Good throw over for the out. But he advanced the runner home. So
we've got a 1-0 score for Richmond right now. Piva picks the ball up in the dirt. Goes all the way back over to Bartel. Bartel picks that up. 3 out. Retires aside. And the score right now is Richmond 1, Dodgers no score in the first.
well, that's a good inning for Richmond. A good start for them. And a little bit of a struggle for the Delta Dodgers here, but we'll see how they fare at the plate.
Well, it'll be interesting so far. course, that's the first at-bat that Richmond has had, and they are struggling, as we alluded to earlier on in the telecast, Craig, sporting a record of 3-17. Tough year they're coming off of right now due to the fact that their feeder system has not been supplying them the bodies that they were hoping.
No, they're right in the basement of the league, as they said, but very hard when you lose. I think he said, what was it,
They lost
about
six,
7 or
yeah.
6 or 7 players. And if they're quality positions, it's very hard to replace them. Even if you do get fairly decent recruits out, you still have to condition them to this caliber of ball, and they have to fit in. And I guess Richmond's just finding it a little difficult.
And there's the Richmond pitcher. The Richmond pitcher right now is Aaron Stetzer, wearing number 36. We don't know a lot about this young man. They pretty well kept to themselves. Weren't going to give an awful lot of secrets away to us, Craig.
No. Well, Mr. Stetzer here, we'll see. He doesn't look like his throws are tremendously fast, so there may be quite a few hits given up, but control and placement will be everything here.
It will. Be interesting to see, you know, how this young man throws in comparison to the Dodgers pitching staff right now. Tall individual. Want to see what his delivery looks like. Some pitchers we've watched, Craig, they've had such an unorthodox style in the delivery, has really been different. But we're going to watch and see what this young man's made out of. A right-handed pitcher. And the first batter up for the Dodgers is number 7, Scott Newitt. And Scott Newitt plays shortstop for the Delta Dodgers. Newitt lets the first one go by. Called. Ball.
Well, I thought from the warm-up pitches that he was delivering that it looked a little slow, but that seemed to have lots of heat on it. So
doesn't have a high delivery stance. Well-placed ball by Newitt, straight out to shortstop. Good pickup there by Gilfillian. Gilfillian throws it all the way over, and Tisler picks that one up. 1 out for Richmond. Nice play.
Excellent fielding by the shortstop there.
Gilfillian.
Mr. Gilfillian dove into the dirt, picked the ball up, made sure he got it out of the glove with a good delivery.
Take a look at this, Craig. Strong work ethic right here. Not afraid to get dirty.
Ball's punched up right towards second base, and Gilfillian dove over, picks the ball out there, and very close play at the first base area there, but called out.
Hey!
In there, called that. Boy, that looked like a lob ball going home, but called it strike. Just sort of leisurely found its way across the plate.
Yes.
So we got 1 strike to our next batter, and our second batter up is number 5, Aaron Piva. Aaron Piva is the third baseman for the Delta Dodgers. And of course, Piva, we've got some stats on Mr. Aaron Piva in relationship to how his season's going to date right now.
We'll see what we can find for you here.
Ball.
In there, call ball. 1 ball, 1 strike right now to Aaron Piva. Of course, Richmond leading by a score of 1-0 right now. Bottom half of the first.
Well, Mr. Piva has had 97 at bats, and we'll home runs 0. Maybe he's looking at the first one right here.
We'll 2-2 the count right now, and I believe he's at 23.
And an average of 258. So
respectable. Long tag once again, going straight out to Gilfillian. Gilfillian picks that one up. Over to Tischler, gets him out at first.
Well, it sounded like it was a good crack off the bat, but no problem for Mr. Gilfillian to field that.
That's 2 out for the Dodgers. We're still in the bottom of the first. No score for the Dodgers anyway. 1-0 for Richmond. Richmond Budgies. All right, batter up right now is Aaron McCray. Aaron McCray is the catcher, wearing number 33. In there, called strike, a little bit low, right across the knees.
Well, Mr. McCray is a batting average of 385, so a little better average than previous batter.
Yeah, he's at 39 at-bats so far.
Yes, with
14
2 home runs, so
yeah.
pretty good hitter here.
14 runs and about 15 hits, so They'd awful naturally like to get a little more offense from the young man, but Aaron McRae filling in. And it's always tough when you fill in, especially playing catcher, Craig.
That's right. Very key position. Usually they have very good hand-eye coordination, though, so we'll see how we do here.
Called strike. Aaron McRae, as we said, catching for the Dodgers. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ball.
In there, called ball. That was high and inside.
Yes. Up around the insignia there.
Yeah, that was too close to home. For my liking anyway, Craig. Too close to the action. Well-placed ball, straight back, off. Going out to Cruz in center field. Who gets it? Not Cruz. Stoneborough gets it, and that retires the side. Nice catch by Stoneborough. And Cruz come over to help him out. And Cruz plays center field. Stoneborough come in, made it look fairly simple.
There. Yes, it was. Well, it was hit, pardon me, was hit very high. A lot of time for the left fielder there to get under the ball and make the catch.
That's right. Lots of what you call a hang time,
That's
Craig,
right.
to get underneath
right.
the ball. So we have a score right now of Richmond Auto Body 1. The Dodgers no score after the first inning of play from Winskill Park here in sunny Tawasin. But the sun has sort of gone to bed right now, so to speak.
It has, but as we thought earlier in the day, we may not have a good ball game tonight with some rain coming down, but the rain's, thank goodness, taking a little sabbatical here.
Thank heavens, eh?
That's right.
Well, we'll see what they're made out of. Is give them the required number of pitches so they get proper warm-up. Now, this is one area, Craig, that a lot of coaches, and I believe, because you've coached ball in the North Delta area before, there's a certain requirement for innings pitched for young players.
I believe in the North Delta organization and under softball BC's guidelines, they're not allowed to pitch any more than 5 innings. And under the fair play rule that most associations have, they would rather see all of the kids get equal playing time, and pitchers, well, they're not going to tell you that you have to pull them out, but certainly you do. Yes, you're governed by not only innings that they can pitch, also by that fair play rule. Everybody must get fair play. So that's good in that respect. We don't want to have young children coming out and sitting on the bench all night.
No, you sure don't. First batter up for Richmond right now is number 58, first baseman Aaron Tisler. And Aaron reached out, made a couple of nice catches in the bottom half of the first inning there, thrown over to him by Gilfillian. Of course, Gilfillian, the only one to score so far in the game for either team. Swing and a miss, call strike on that one. Boy, he had lots of heat on that, as we talked about the depth of his delivery.
He really does. He gets way back, good rocking motion, and delivers a very fast ball in there.
Lowenbrough, good kick, called right across for a strike. And that retires Mr. Tisler.
Yes, Mr. Tisler didn't like that call, I don't think. He sort of looked back there at the plate umpire. And
not going to get him to change his mind, sorry.
No, Mr. Tregaskis said, you're gone.
That's right. Next batter up for Richmond is number 7, Craig Robinson. And Craig Robinson is playing field. In there, called strike low. I looked a little low, but called right across the knees.
Well, the strike zone, usually they'll give them a little bit, but we'll see here.
Not too much.
No.
In there, high delivery on that one. Swung on that one. That was pretty well up across the shoulders. But the biggest thing I've noticed so far in this inning, Craig, is that the catcher, Aaron McRae, is more or less settling down in his work ethics with pitcher Lowenbrough. They're not struggling this inning.
No, and there probably was some communication between the two of them. Mr. Lowenbrough put the ball in the dirt a couple of times too, though. So
goes up high off the screen, and it goes out behind the backstop. So we have
Yes.
everybody running after that one.
Just no play for the catcher.
And of course, Derek McGowan's the gentleman that's going to be going after that to try and get it and bring it back in. Of course, Derek McGowan was the gentleman that assisted us last time we did a telecast here with some pitching tips for the young people at home. And I was told that I was told by one individual, a young pitcher up in North Delta, that he thought they were well done because he actually learned on some of the things in regards to slider or curveball and how to get control on it. So that says an awful lot for the pitchers' pitching depth for the Delta Dodgers right there.
Well, it's good that they pass on their knowledge too.
It was hit, tag, going all the way down. Kevin Bartel picks that one up, just walks it over and retires the second batter of the inning. Mr. Robinson is out as well, and the next batter up for the Richmond Budgies is number 10, Scott Ingram, the catcher.
Well, this individual should be able to get a hit here, possibly. Usually your catcher has got, as I said earlier, good eye-hand coordination. He sees the pitches coming all the time.
Should be able to read them, know what they're made out of anyway. In there, a bit of a change-up on the delivery, called strike. Caught the outside corner.
He's a small fellow, this Ingram, but...
Yeah, not a tall individual, but got a big heart in there. Low in the dirt, called ball. 1 ball, 1 strike for Mr. Ingram.
Well, Mr. Lowenbrow has put a few down in the dirt there. He's got to bring it up a little, but...
Well, it's almost like his changeup that he's working on. And the changeup seems to be catching him off guard.
That's true.
And there, that was not an overly fast ball there, that delivery.
No, and it was up a bit, so it might have just got away from him a bit.
We're in the top of the second inning. Richmond lead the Delta Dodgers by a score of 1-0. There, called ball on that one.
3-1.
3 balls and 1 strike. The count to number 10, Scott Ingram of Richmond.
Well, Mr. Ingram's in a good position here. He can just wait for his pitch. Which he did.
Ball. He did. He took the walk, so that walks him. That puts 1 runner on base. Of course, that's the 3rd runner up. The first 2 were out, and the 3rd one was a walk. And the next one up is I believe he's going to be the designated hitter that's coming to bat right now that we've got up. I'll just take a look, and as he gets signals, he's turning around. They don't, from our vantage point, they don't have numbers on the front of their sweaters, but it's a designated hitter. This is Fraser Hartley wearing number 1. So we got a man in first. The gentleman in first is Mr. Scott Ingram. The designated hitter up right there. He's got to be a strong individual as far as control and power hitting. First one to go throwing to him is a ball.
Well, Mr. Lowenbrow needs to throw some good pitches in here now and get this fellow retired.
We'll watch. Here's the delivery. Throws him back over to first. Keeps him honest. That's the one thing that coaching staff for Richmond must have told the team right there, especially after Cruz got pegged off at first base in the hot box in the first inning there. Like, stay close to home, don't wander, because this guy can see you, and he's got a quick delivery for first. So
well, it's just the ideal delivery. All he has to do is just step and throw to the first base area.
So true in there. Called ball, and I believe a time's called by the Delta Dodgers going out. Now we have McRae going out talking to Lowenbrow, saying, look, just settle it down. Okay, it's not a rush. You get lots of time. Control. Control is the key word right here.
That's
Because
right.
we have seen a couple that looked a little bit errantly throwing, Craig.
Certainly the catchers had to dig a few out of the dirt. So, yeah, just, and there's been a number of them thrown low. So he needs to pick them up a bit.
That's right. Not even potato picking time. Placed, well hit ball out in the field. Stebbing going after it. Stebbing underneath it. Grabs that one. That retires aside on that long hit by Fraser Hartley, the designated hitter for the Dodgers. And after an inning and a half, the score, the Richmond Budgies 1, the Delta Dodgers no score.
Well, that was a good hit. Again, similar to the hit we had in the first inning there by the Delta player. Got under it. Lots of hang time up in the air. It went. Good play by the left fielder to make the catch.
That's right. Lots of hang time, as you were saying, Craig, and that's the one thing that they're trying to get. But they're getting him, and I can see the Delta Dodgers bullpen is warming up already. I see number 22, Derek McGowan, going out. and he's going to be starting a little bit of a warm-up in the bullpen. So already Pistor's trying to make some changes to get the boys going, get them a little more motivated, and possibly, as we were talking to Mike Pistor earlier on, Craig, just possibly that rest that Brad Lowenbrough's had, maybe it may have hurt him.
Well, it's hard if you haven't pitched in 3 weeks, as he had said, to come into the game, or be thrown into the game rather, as the starting pitcher. Yeah, I could see him struggling for an inning and a half or two to settle down.
Well, there you can see down the line right there, number 22, and that's Derek McGowan. And of course, catching for Derek McGowan is number 23, Cam Duval.
Well, just warming up his arm in case. I don't know if Mr. Pistor will pull Lowenbrough, but certainly he wants to be ready if he has to. So.
Well, you've got to give him a fair shot. I mean, in fairness to him, he's been out for a while. We have had a couple thrown in the dirt so far earlier in the first inning and a half. But, you know, you've still got to give him a fair shot so that, you know, he knows from his vantage point that the team's got a little bit of confidence in him. You don't want to, you know, confidence is a big key factor in the ball games now.
Well, it's certainly not just in the ball team itself, but in the pitcher to just jump up and pull him out of the game here. Well, certainly not our call, but
Mr.
Lowenbrough has been
Mike doesn't even have a headset either. So.
That's good.
Right.
Well, up to bat right now is Tim Wilkins, number 2. Well-placed ball right over second base. Couldn't get a hold of that. Oikawa let that one go by, and Lennon Cruz picks it up, throws it back into Oikawa, and Oikawa sort of gives it back off to Gilfillian and to Stitzer, and Stitzer gets that one. Gets back. Well-placed ball, though. Nice hit by Mr. Tim Wilkins.
Well, I didn't see exactly, but I believe it was in the dirt just right by the second base. Here's the pitch. There's the hit. Whoa, right bang, right up past the pitcher. And yes, it was just a diving effort by the second baseman there, was playing well down in between first and second, and he just couldn't dive to make that catch.
And
Base
our
hit.
batter right now is the pitcher, as he gets that one off the end of the bat, pulls it off to the right, going over by the building. I believe that went off the roof of the building, and Brad Lowenbrough is the batter right now. 1 strike, no balls.
Well, that one just about hit the heating system up there.
Maybe they need a new one. We don't know, Craig.
That's right.
Renovations. It's in next year's budget. We watch again, pitcher in there, but they throw it back over to first. And of course, Stetzer is the pitcher for Richmond.
And being a right-handed pitcher, he has to look over his shoulder, but he made a good delivery to first base to try and pitch him out.
And that extra look over his shoulder pauses for the second or two and gives the runner the advantage. Long throw back out to second. Who's going to get it? Nobody. And boy, oh boy, what a good cover by Gilfillian, the shortstop, on Oikawa, as Oikawa jumped but missed that one. And,
well, it was a really good read by the catcher there. He was up, and I think they sort of had that plan, up and out from behind the plate. He made the throw, but he just didn't make a good throw.
Well, Ingram was the one that read the whole play and set it up from the catching position right there.
Well, they had a really good chance to peg him off, and the throw just wasn't accurate.
Monroe batting, cut that off the end of the bat, going back out. Gilfillian calls everybody off, moves the runner back to second. Gilfillian under that one, took a step back. A little bit of a stutter step moving back.
Well, it's so easy to run in under the ball and then find yourself in too deep. But yes, it was a big hanging infield pop up there.
And if you get a floater like that, boy, the wind can pick it up. There is a little bit of a wind, not a lot, but a little bit of a wind out here, a bit of a breeze, and that can carry it.
5 to 8 miles an hour breeze here, not hardly enough to even move.
I'll wet my finger and find out how fast my finger blows.
Oh, winds aloft. Winds aloft are different.
And our batter up right now is number 11, Kevin Bartel, first baseman for the Dodgers. And of course, on second base is Tim Wilkins. Wilkins actually got a hit and ran to first. In there, well hit ball straight out to Robinson. Robinson holds on to that. Long throw back in as he gets that one to Tischler. Tischler holds on that. Nice arm by Robinson.
Very nice arm. He picked that up and took the throw right into the pitcher there. Very good, sharply hit ball by Mr. Bartell, that was a line drive type hit right out to the right fielder.
Yeah, Craig Robinson right to him, but quick release after he caught it. There was no hesitation, just got it and released it real quick.
That's the very important thing for all the kids that play is don't sit there with the ball in your hand, cocking your arm, like pumping it as though you're going to throw it. Just get that ball and know where you're going to go.
That's right.
Before the play even happens. If the ball comes to me, what will I do with it?
Okay, and up to bat number now is number 12, Stebbings. And we move him going up to second. Gilfillian comes over and covers on second to hold on that as Oikawa moves off. Oikawa playing to the right side of the bag. Gilfillian coming in playing short, but he's doing an awful lot of coverage for the second base right now. And the field seems to have shifted over a little bit to the right side, Craig.
A little bit. Not lots. The left fielder here is ready, but well, a pass ball just got away from the catcher there a little, and not sure if it was tipped. I couldn't see past somebody here, but anyways, the Delta Dodgers now have two people in scoring position here. We'll see what happens.
Well, we've got runners at second and third, and on second base we have Tim Wilkins is on third. And on second base is Bartell in there, called ball. You're getting the signals from Pistor as we're watching what he's doing. Caught off the end of the bat, going up, out of play, over by the building once again.
Probably lots of balls up on top of that building.
There very likely is. I'd be curious to see if Mike goes up there after the game to see how many he can retrieve back.
2-2.
Must be going through an awful lot. Bucket of balls, they call it, Craig.
Yes.
As we said, we have Wilkins on third. Got Bartell on second right now. Swing and a miss, call, strike. That there retires Stebbings, and Stebbings plays in the field. And our next batter up is Jensen, number 29, Jeff Jensen. Now, what stats have we got on Mr. Jensen that you can tell us about here? I know there should be some over here.
Mr. Jensen, let's see if we can find him here. He's had 23 at-bats. He's had 6 runs.
4 hits.
4 hits.
Oh.
And this one, of course, this was hit, but it was the wrong way. It was over top of the fence.
No home runs and a 1.174 batting average. So struggling a little bit for his at-bats, but we'll see how he does here.
See how he does, whether or not he pulls any of them. All right. Gets set. Still pitching is Stefan. In there, swing up. Nope, that's up behind the backstop.
Foul ball.
Once again.
Over on the
that's a couple of them.
Budgie side.
That's a couple of them, Craig, that we've got out of play there.
0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes. Stetzer pitching. Aaron Stetzer, the pitcher for Richmond. Just a signal, throws, bit of a change up on that. Another foul. No balls, 2 strikes. He's staying in.
He is. Mr. Jensen's getting a good look at the ball here. He's getting a piece of them. He just hasn't got a solid connection.
He's just got to straighten it out a bit instead of pulling it. It's going off. You know, he's either getting the top or the bottom of it. All right, bit of a crowd in hand here to watch this Delta Dodgers game, and they swing and a miss on that one. That retires the side.
A good cut, but just air.
That's right, nothing but air on that one. We've played 2 full innings of ball here from Winskill Park, and the Richmond Budgies lead the Delta Dodgers by a score of 1-0. And of course, the pitcher, Craig, they are sticking right now with Brad Lowenbrahl in pitching, bullpen still in the warm-up. And I was watching Mike Pistor as well as Sean Freeze, one of the coaches. Mark McDonald is another coach. Jordy Cunningham is also a coach. And of course, Mike Pistor is the general manager and jack of all trades. And I have to say right now, I have to give I guess a special hello again to Bob Burnett. Bob Burnett graciously come down and and helped us do a couple of interviews last game we did here with the Delta Orioles, who also play out of this park on Sundays at Winskill Park here. Mr. Bennett said that he watched the last telecast, enjoyed it. Umpire come over, got some more balls off Mike. And of course, this is BC Junior Baseball from Winskill Park in sometimes sunny Tawasin. Not very sunny this evening, a little bit overcast, cloudy day, but as we mentioned earlier on, field conditions are ideal. Cool, Craig.
Just right, actually, for the players. I'm sure they probably really enjoy this. It's not hot, it's not really cold or anything. It's just an overcast night, so ideal conditions for them to play.
And our next batter up is number 34, Mike Stoneborough. Stoneborough right-handed. In there, called strike. Bit of a change-up, low and across the knees. My Lowenbrow. It's that one. Stoneborough digs, gets himself set. Good position on this one. He's watching, and we're going to have a different delivery on this one. In there. Whoa, that was a change-up, high.
It was a little high. I would like to know about how fast he throws this ball. It sure seems to go pretty quick here. He's got a good delivery.
It does. It goes fairly quick, but it appeared on that one that he gave the release before he come out of the center of his stance. In there.
That was a good
Swing.
change-up right there.
That was a good change-up, but had he not swung at that, it looked like it might have been a little bit low.
Oh, it would have been for sure, but just caught him.
Just caught on the change-up is what catches a lot of people off guard.
That's right.
Swing and a miss right there. He's not happy with himself at all on that. Oh, he is pretty frustrated. He shouldn't have swung at that, and he knows because it was another changeup. And we watch, Lowenbrow's throwing an awful lot of changeup. He's sticking with it. He'll throw a changeup, a curve, and then he'll go to a fastball, but then he'll come back to his changeup again, and then he'll stick with 2 or 3 changeups in a row, Craig.
Well, it appears they are. Whether they are, in fact, change-ups, it's hard for us to tell from here, but he struggles a little bit with the ball in the dirt.
They're called strike. Caught the outside of the plate on that one. Of course, Mr. Cruz is back up. The first time he was at bat, I believe he was out. He was the one that was caught in the hot box at first, Craig.
He was.
And not very successful because he had a little bit of help on that one. And of course, when they came back in, Mr. Jensen came in and helped put the play on him to get him out. But he did have a good chance going over to second to Delgetti's area, but Delgetti forced him to run. Jensen come in and covered for Bartel, and Jensen was the one that made the play out. And there, call ball. And it's nice to see, you know, when the players change up and they can move, it's nice the communication that they have with each other, the way they move around.
Oh, it certainly is, and that's a vital aspect of all of baseball. If you don't move around and make those covers for everybody, could be a lot of passed balls, or the potential for that, and players running around the bases on errors.
There sure could be. Of course, count is 2-2 right now. Auto body up to bat, Mr. Cruz. In there, called ball, full count, 3-2 the count.
Full count.
Well, Mr. Cruz is being patient here. He's waiting for the pitch, and as I said, if Mr. Lowenbrow can get him up in the air a bit here, he's got a good chance to.
His control somewhat out there, Craig.
I think so. It just appears that he's having a hard time to get the ball up into the strike zone there.
All right, Mr. Cruz on first base. Takes a bit of a leadoff. He's not going to get pegged out this time. He's sticking real close to first. He looks, he can see. There we go. He just gets set. Says, I better go back. Discretion's the better part of valor here. Let's go home.
Coach might not be too happy if I...
No, not twice in a row. Not 2 innings in a row.
Ball.
In there, called ball. Puts Cruz back over, and he goes back to first. And of course, up to bat right now is Gilfillian. And Gilfillian plays shortstop out here for the Richmond Auto Body Junior Budgies, as they're known. I'm impressed. This guy's got a good arm.
Ball.
In there, called ball. Low again, low and inside. Time's called. We'll get McCrae going back out talking to Lowenbrow.
Yes, wants to make him just pick that ball up, get it in play.
That's right. We don't have any action in the dugout right now. There's in the bullpen. There's nobody working on, nobody working to get themselves warmed up.
No, I think they'll leave him in at least for this inning, hopefully. See how he does.
2-0.
The 2 out right now. Lowenbrau getting set. Looks over to Wards. Wants to keep Cruz close to home in there. In there.
There's
Called
the one.
strike. Well, that's one he was looking for.
Yes, he wants that one that's right across the belly button there.
Looking for the perfect pitch. Sometimes they don't always materialize, Craig.
No, that's true, and a lot of the hits will come on the ones between the sort of the knees and the waist. So Lowenbrau, he puts it in low.
Delivery back over to first. Well, there was a little bit of a time delivery there because he pretty well timed that to the point that you could see him, aiming towards first. So we knew it was going to go back over. It's almost like Cruz could read that as well. In there, call strike. Cruz going back to first. He doesn't want to go too far at all. He's not taking much of a lead off now.
No, he's got to be very cautious. He knows firsthand how it is. The delivery from Lowenbrau over to first is very quick.
Very quick, very direct. I see Gord Lowry, the coach for Richmond, giving him some signals, and he's more or less giving a little bit of acknowledgement back. In there, called strike. That puts him out right there. He's not going to take a second one. Gilfillan got called out on strikes.
Well, that one looked a little low, but I think the hesitation maybe by Gilfillan helped the plate umpire decide that he was done.
That's what you always say. He who hesitates is lost, so don't hesitate as much. And Eric Oikawa is up to bat right now, number 14. He's second baseman for Richmond. Runners on first right now. And that's still Lennon Cruz. Foul ball up as he pulls that up off the back.
That one's up and straight back. Well out of play.
It's going, but it's going the wrong way.
Yeah, that's right.
And of course, you always wonder about kids behind the backstop, whether or not somebody in the other field is going to get hit. But you talk about heads up, it's got a whole new meaning to playing ball.
It certainly does.
Cruz still on first. Lowenbrau pitching for the Delta Dodgers. Catching is McRae, and as we say, McRae is coming in, and he's taken over virtually from the counterpart, his counterpart anyway, Craig.
Yeah, Riley Anderson, and I don't know what the nature of the injury is to Riley, but I'm sure that this fellow has done some catching. He's not a greenhorn at this.
No, he's done a bit before. He's knowing Mike Pistor and coaching staff, whether it's Sean Freese or Mark McDonald or Jordy Cunningham, they're not going to put somebody in, that is complete rookie to this. They've obviously worked with this young man in regards to his coaching experience and catching experience before. So give him some good things. Oikawa still up to bat. Checks out first. Delivery, changeup, high. Called ball.
2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, this is a good time right here for Lowenbrau to concentrate just on the batter. Throw the good strikes in there.
Well, Oikawa gets the signal again from Coach Gord Lowry. Right-handed batter gets set low down.
3-1.
Definitely Lowenbrau has good speed. He has great velocity on the ball. It's just fighting that low ball. If he can get it up into the strike zone, most of his pitches are going across the plate, it appears. So, or in the plate area rather. I shouldn't say they're going across the plate.
Now,
There's one.
Got called strike on that one.
Full count.
Full count, 3-2. This is what you can see the coach, Gord Lowry, giving signals once again over to Lennon Cruz on first. Takes a short, shallow leadoff. Oikawa still up, full count.
Well, Cruz is going, and he's there. And there's a walk to the batter.
Walk to Oikawa, and our next batter should be, I believe it's number 49. Nope, number 58 coming up. Pardon me, number 58. And that'll be Aaron Tischler. Nope, I was right the other way. Bob Nishi Tischler was coming up, and then he
Niche.
walked back, and then our view was obstructed here from our broadcast location. So we have Bob Nishi coming up. He was out the first time up at bat in the first inning. Called ball, throwing to him. And I believe this is number 49, Bob Nishi, up to bat. It is number 49, Bob Nishi, not Aaron Tischler. Our apologies for that.
Well, Mr. Nishi got a piece of that one. Foul tip back into the screen. Umpire will check the ball, make sure it's good.
And of course, we're going to have action once again in the bullpen for the Delta Dodgers. Going out now will be number 14, John Fandry. Will be warming up in the bullpen.
Well, just going to make sure, and also number 19 would be Tom Finley. He's going to warm up too.
Going into third, they're going to get him. No, he's safe. Stand up at third as he just ran down. A little bit of a time throw there to third base, rather.
Well, this Cruz has advanced himself from first over to third. He's definitely in a scoring position here. If Mr. Nishi can get hold of the ball, we've got probably a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, would have opened it up somewhat. And of course, he's got around to third on his own accord too. In there, a well-hit ball going in. Cruz is going home to score, and Cruz scores.
Well, that run won't count.
That run will not count, so it's still 1-0 for the Richmond Budgies
over the Delta Dodgers.
Yeah. Interesting, Craig, as we approach the bottom of the third inning out here. Now, we looked at field conditions. We see the bullpen down there to our left as we look at the line score right there. But we look at the bullpen down here to our left. And as you were saying, John Fandry is in the bullpen warming up, as well as number 19, Tom Finley. And, of course, strong pitchers out there.
I think they're just wanting to make sure that in the event that they have to change their pitcher, of course, everybody's ready. Well, I would say that just based on what the coach had addressed in the interview there, the Richmond Budgies are struggling, yes, in the standings, last place, but they're certainly in most ball games, as they've shown here. They're getting the hits, they're advancing the runners, but just...
Well, while they're warming up their pitcher and they're taking a little bit of a break and a breather here on the sidelines, we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to take a bit of a timeout and come back with more action. Richmond Budgies and the Delta Dodgers right after this timeout.
Your Eye on Delta, DCTV, Channel 4.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Winskill Park in Tawasin. Delta Dodgers baseball, and of course the Delta Dodgers playing host to the visiting Richmond Budgies. And the Budgies right now lead by a score of 1-0. And up to bat is Delgatti as he tags it back out to Gilfillan. Gilfillan throws it over to first. Nice grab there by Tischler, and he retires that batter. So 1 up and 1 away for the Delta Dodgers.
Well, got a bit of a hit, but just not a good enough one. Here's the pitch. There it is there. Hit out towards the shortstop, didn't have to move very much at all. Just runs in, fields the ball. And there's the delivery over to first base, well ahead of the runner for the out.
And our next batter up right now is Scott Newitt. Plays shortstop. And of course, I believe Scott Newitt, first time he was up, he was also out. But last time we had Delgatti got called out in that throw. So 1 away for the Dodgers. Low delivery in the dirt. Of course, good grab by Scott Ingram, the catcher, to come out and close the door on that one. Not going to let that one get behind him. That's the big thing of the catchers, is the catchers have to be focused to the point that they know where the delivery is and put your body in front of the ball. It won't hurt you.
Well, certainly the
Stings.
Yes, catcher and pitcher are in sync. Catcher's making the signal, and so he certainly knows where the ball should be coming, and his job is to get behind the ball, whatever it takes, stop it from getting by.
Oh. Their overhand delivery called. Through that one. All right, that's what they're saying. They got to swing at it. Ingram's catching. Stetzer is the pitcher. Chisler's on first. Oikawa's on second. Gilfillan's short. And Nishi's on third
2-2.
for the Richmond Budgies, or Richmond Auto Body Junior Budgies, as they've full name is. Long hit, well-placed ball back out to Stoneborough. Stoneborough goes running after that. No, he didn't grab a hold of it.
No,
He
and
rounds
that's
first.
in play.
Still in play, going a stand-up double right there for Mr. Scott Newitt. Makes the first one all redundant, Craig, after he was out the first time.
It does, and that's just what he likes to have. He didn't maybe get all of this ball, but
Cut it off the end of the bat, too.
Yeah, and just off to the one side, a little bit of just a little out in a great area, though. There it is there, just dropped on the infield side. Good hustle by the left fielder to try and get in there, but just not much of a play. Got to
And
make one of those major league dives to get that one.
You do. Aaron Piva is the next batter for Delta Dodgers. And they're called ball. We've got Newitt's on second. Got a stand-up double. Now looking at our stat sheets, how many stand-up doubles has Newitt had before tonight, Craig? Should say in one of our stat sheets here somewhere, I
let's see
believe.
if we can find that out.
In there, called
Don't
strike.
see anything that tells us. Let's see what we can find out here. I believe 5.
Well, 5 is respectable.
It is.
For stand-up
It
doubles
is.
on second. And of course, I saw a little bit of cheering coming out of Mike when he did hit that ball. So
Although we can't really say that stat we gave you is for stand-up doubles. He's had 5 doubles hit, and that would now be 6 or 7 if the stats are behind a bit.
hopefully they're up to date. As we look, they're going to get him going back to second, but he changed it and went back, so he's safe on second. Good move there. Staying close to the bag. Newitt's not wandering off. Piva's still up to bat.
1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike, and of course Stetzer's had to turn around and make the delivery. A little bit of an unorthodox delivery to get it back to the second baseman on that one.
I didn't
to, keep
see
it
it
close.
exactly, but he delivered it right there anyways, so.
And there, boy, was that ever a bullet going towards home, and you could just hear that one.
Yes, even with Lowenbrow, when the catcher catches that ball, you hear the whop as it spanks in the glove.
You hear the smack right there. 2 balls, 1 strike for Mr. Piva. There.
That was a bit
Outside.
of a change up there too, I believe.
Yeah, a bit of a change up well to the outside and in the dirt, but again, good cover by Mr. Ingram to save that one from going by him. 3 balls, 1 strike. All right, now they can ill afford to walk this batter right here.
No, they wouldn't want to do that.
No, they're still ahead only by 1 run right now, and of course that was scored in the top half of the first inning.
Ball 4.
And there, ball 4. Well, we just talked about that, Craig, and you put him. So now we've got runners on first and second.
Well, it puts a score, a leading run if they if this batter is able to hit them home.
And our next batter up is number 33, Aaron McCrae. And Aaron McCrae, as we mentioned earlier on, is the catcher for tonight's game. Catcher Scott Ingram comes out. He's talking to Stetzer, telling him be aware. And of course, now they're going to watch the steal and see whether or not they're going to try and go for the third base. Of course, the one that would do that would be Newitt.
Well, I certainly think that they would try and advance in a safe way, though. They want to get there without getting pegged off. If
We'll
Aaron
see.
can get hold of a good ball here, this will be a different ball game.
Well, if he ever gets behind one, it's going to go.
High for ball 1 there.
And you have the stats on McCrae?
On Mr. McCrae. He's 39 at bats and
14 runs.
2 home runs, batting average of .385.
Ball.
As we look in
Well,
there.
pitcher getting behind here.
Yeah, and they don't want to get behind. The one thing that a pitcher wants to do is stay in front all the time. Time's called right now. Catcher Ingram going out to talk to Aaron Stetzer. And also coming out is the assistant coach over there is Jay Donzi. for Richmond, coming out to have a little bit of concern. I haven't seen any action in the bullpen on the far side either, Craig, for Richmond.
No, I haven't been keeping a little bit of an eye on it, but just a few pitches by this pitcher have gone a little errant. Maybe just struggled in this predicament only, so we'll see how he makes out here.
Well, assistant coach Donze doesn't appear to be too concerned. Of course, this is BC Junior Baseball from Winskill Park in Tawasin. Home field for the Dodgers.
Just a wise move by the assistant coach Donze to go out and just try and settle him down here.
Well, sometimes that works, you know, in their favor. You go out, give a little bit of confidence boost to the pitcher, and in this case, pitcher Aaron Stetzer. Delivery up, foul pitch off the bat, way out over the backstop.
Yes, straight back and away.
Well out of our vantage point. Of course, Dave Roberts is the one that's going to be chasing this one. Not in the game right now, but he's well in the game chasing the ball.
Chasing errant foul balls, yes.
And of course, they've got...
Well, you know, if it does come back this way, I'll fully expect that you jump up and make the catch.
And our cameraman saying, you just grab it. I don't care who.
Another foul ball.
Another foul. Just stay back there, sir, and you'll have another one come to you.
I think that's another one stuck up in the screen. I see a few of them up there.
Oh, there's nothing worse than a stuck-up ball.
Well, I'm not commenting. Certainly they're hit sharply enough here with this 2x2 chain link screening that some of them are stuck up in the tops of the screen area.
Yeah, they are. It's oh, is he going to third? Yes, he's going to run to third, but they're delivering to home. No, he's going to steal home, but he changed his mind. He went back out, and a good move by the Delta Dodgers, number 7 in this case, Scott Newitt. He went back.
It caught the pitcher totally by surprise. He was in the midst of his delivery there, and
go ahead.
He was thinking about making the pitch over to third.
All right.
And,
let's take a look at this one, because watch this.
Certainly looked at least towards third, and then threw the ball right away into the dugout area almost.
Well, somebody hollered he's going.
Yeah, and just sort of threw him right off.
Somebody hollered he's going. He didn't know whether he was going to throw. You can see a little bit of a smile. He knows he did wrong right there. But he wasn't sure whether he was going to go to third or whether he was going to go home.
Full count.
Full count right now. And, of course, tough move by Mr. Stetzer to get caught on that one.
Certainly good to provide laughs for both teams.
Well, he won't do it again. I can guarantee that. Do it. Going home right now. Goes straight up the middle past Oikawa. And it goes right out center field to Cruz, and we had 2-run score for the Delta Dodgers. Scott Newitt scored and Aaron Piva scored. So the Dodgers take the lead by a 2-1 score right now. And of course, a well-hit ball.
It was sharply hit ball right up through the second base area over the bag. Second baseman and the shortstop, neither could converge on that for the out. Here it is here. Pitch is thrown. Pitcher even made an attempt at it, but it was a little sharp for him, and neither the second baseman nor the shortstop there had any chance to pick that up.
And there's the 2 runs you can see scoring. Newitt and Piva. In there, called strike, going down to second. Are they going to get him? No, slid into second. They called him safe. Tough play, and Aaron McRae slides into second base. First time he was up to bat today, he was out in the first inning. And now he slides into second, fairly respectable. Delta Dodgers lead in the bottom of the third by a score of 2-1. Dodgers coming back, and of course, on that wild pitch that Stetzer threw, of course, caught everybody off guard, more him than anyone else. And their swing, foul tip going off the backstop behind everybody.
Well, that's a tough one. Pitch gets away on him. There's nothing really you can do. It's people yelling at him from all directions.
Well, he's a little bit frustrated with more with himself, Craig, than anything else about the way the whole thing went. But
I think so. Well, just as I said, caught him completely by surprise, just in mid swing of his delivery.
It did. Swing and a miss, called that one. That retires him. Goes back. Wasn't overly pleased with that one. And up to bat right now is number 36, Brad Lowenbrow, the pitcher. Of course, we have a 2-1 score for the Dodgers, and Mr. McRae is at second base, taking a pretty substantial leadoff. No action right now in either bullpen. All right, we'll see what this young man's made out of. He wants to get out of this inning with no more than the 1-run margin right now. Foul
Well, foul tip. Just got a piece of that off the end of the bat.
Well, if they
Foul
swing and they
back
connect, they're gonna get good lumber on it.
That's
or
true.
good aluminum, or as some of the kids say, aluminium.
Aluminium. Yeah. Well, the ball comes off the aluminum bat very quickly, so certainly they do add to the hits that players get. That one didn't sound too good, though, did it? Almost
it sure
sounded
didn't.
like it was
sounded
right
like
down in the wrist area there,
Yeah,
right
it sounded
in
like
the
he
shank
caught it
of the
really
bat.
close to the hands.
That's right.
And of course, he pulled that one. It was just over on the outfield side of third base. No balls and 2 strikes going to the batter. And that batter, Brad Lowenbrough, the batter for the Dodgers right now. He's also the pitcher. Taking a little bit of a lead off is McRae on second base. What's he going to do? Same place as last time. Catching it inside, Craig. Appears to be catching him again inside by the hands.
Just a little late coming around on them there, so.
We'll look. At least everybody's having fun out here. They're come to play ball and they want to entertain everybody, and a good crowd on hand tonight, Craig. They're watching the game. Not a sellout crowd by any stretch of the imagination. They're not hanging over center field. But needless to say, they still come.
Well, at least they're getting support from probably friends and family and girlfriends. So people are coming out that support them in what they do, and that's what matters.
That's right. And it's nice, you know, you go out, doesn't matter which diamond you go to, whether you're a young individual or an older individual, it's nice to have the support.
That's
Friends, family alike. There. Oh, that got him.
Well, that's got to hurt.
It does so. Lowenbrough shakes it off, takes the walk down to first. So we've got runners at first and second. McRae is still on second. Lowenbrough is at first. And our next batter should be number 11, Kevin Bartel. He is up. Kevin Bartel is the next batter for the Delta Dodgers. Still 2-1 for the Dodgers in the bottom of the third.
Well, those hurt. You never like to see a fellow get hit, but...
Runners going long, well-placed ball back out center field, out to Cruz. Cruz going back by the fence. Does he grab it?
No catch.
No, couldn't catch it. You can hear the umpire hollering no catch. Throws it back in to Stonebrough. Stonebrough gives that one, and he just walks that one in.
Thanks.
But boy, did he ever hammer that. A stand-up double, tagged in 2 runs for the Dodgers.
Well, that was
2
a
more
very,
runs.
very well hit ball. I thought on the onset of the hit that it may go for a home run here.
Now watch
Here it
this.
is here. Right, very good swing, good level swing, right off the end of the bat, and he got a lot of it. Couldn't really see there in that replay, but it didn't look like the player made a really good attempt for the catch. He maybe was worried about the fence, I think. So
probably, because I don't
give
think
him due credit. I wouldn't want to go over the fence myself.
No,
but,
that's true, and that did score 2 runs. That scored McRae and Lowenbrough. Bartel was the one that got that stand-up double, and Stebbings is up to bat now for the Delta Dodgers. So the score right now is 4-1 for the Delta Dodgers, as they have scored all their 4 runs in the bottom of the third inning.
Well, how quickly things change, as you can see here, and get a couple of people on base, and away they go.
And it changes, and it can change so fast, because for the first basically 2.5 innings, Richmond Budgies appeared to at least have control of the game, only leading by 1-0, but they still had fairly respectable control.
That's right. It seemed as though they were making the pitches at least and getting the outs, but that was a very well hit ball.
That's right, and they were making the ones that counted too.
Ball.
In there, low ball, going in, slides to third, but didn't have to no avail.
2-1.
Oh, good run. Advanced to third base.
Right, nice move by Bartel. He gets a little bit of a congratulatory offerings there by Mike Pistor. Mike Pistor, the general manager, went out and talked to him and said, nice hit, well placed, nice tag. And we look once again, Stebbings up to bat, called ball. But you know, Craig, we talked about the fact that maybe he was a little bit reluctant to go back too far
3-1.
because of the fence. I do not believe, and maybe we can get a shot of it from our center field camera back there, I don't believe there's any markings out towards center field in regards to like a warning track.
No, I don't think so, and certainly at this level of ball, it's hard to provide all those nice things that the major leaguers have for warning tracks or other things, but The fence isn't
Okay.
tall either. It is chain link. It's metal. You don't want to be running into it.
No,
so.
you sure don't. No, you sure don't. I'm surprised. I'm sort of surprised that they don't have a plastic covering over the top of the fence.
Maybe something
for safety.
That's right, or that gives the fielder a depth of field vision.
Well,
thing.
with the plastic chain link fence, as we get a walk right now, so we've got runners on the corner. But with the plastic or chain link fencing out there, Craig, if someone went to make a grab and never fell on it, you know, I think you do have the situation of a possible injury. But there you can see, Craig, out in the outfield right there, shot by our center field camera. Good camera work out there. We don't have any indication that there is a warning track.
No,
Maybe
all
that's
we
something
have
that-
there is, as you can see, the fence, and then immediately on the other side is asphalt. So both of those things, the fence and the asphalt, from the outfielder's perspective, could come into play in making you apprehensive about going for the ball right
That's
there.
right. So you've got to give a little bit of credit to Cruz for, you know, being aware. But he did try. Good valiant effort on that long fly ball out there, hit by Bartel. As Bartel scored 2 more runs. All right, we'll watch this one.
Well, Jeff Jansen up there now.
Of course, did you see that one? The pitcher actually pulled off the mound, went to throw it to first, but he faked it. He didn't even release the ball. This time he throws it back to first. They're trying to keep him close. Runners on the corner, as we said earlier.
I didn't see that at first, but
a little bit different. Bartel's on third, Stebbings on first. Jensen up to bat for the Delta Dodgers. Low, called ball. See whether or not he tries to advance one of the runners, or whether or not we have Stebbings just go on a throw over to second and try and get it.
well, I didn't notice there if the pitcher got off the plate at least, then I believe it.
He must have.
That's the criteria, so there's no balk called in that circumstance.
See, this time he throws it back over again to first, trying to keep him. Of course, Tisler playing very close to first, just on the home base side of it.
He has a pretty good delivery, the pitcher, or transition, if you will, from the mound over to first base there, even though he has to turn his body.
In there, going down to second. Oh, they caught him in the hot box. Whoop, he goes back down, sliding back in. Does he get him? Oh, got him at home for the out.
Oh, very good play by the Richmond Budgies there. The runner advanced, going first to second to try and force them to make a throw out and allow the Delta Dodgers runner at third base to advance home.
But you notice it was a good move by the second baseman, Oikawa, because as
That's
Oikawa caught it, he was playing shallow into not that far behind the pitcher. Now watch, it's a shallow throw. Oikawa comes up. Look at this, he grabs it right there. He ran in and grabbed it so that he knew in his own mind that there was no way he was going to go to second. There was no play on second at all. The play was at home initially.
No. Well, they would have had a play at second base. Certainly the throw was in time and everything, but it was a design play to advance the runner to the home plate, try and steal home. But Richmond was equal to the task for the out, and that retired the side.
Well, that's true. That's very true. Nice play. But as we start the top of the 4th inning, the score, and I know we're going to get it up just like that. The Delta Dodgers have scored all 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, and they lead over the Richmond Budgies by a score of 4-1. I guess at this time, Craig, we should welcome and say nice to have her back home. Nice to have Alexis back home from her road trip over to England. Nice to have her back and doing all the graphics for us.
Jolly old England. She loved it. She had a great time over there.
Yeah, she did. She probably had tea and
with
crumpet
the Queen.
with the Queen.
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Went to the wedding. had a grand time.
I want to know what she bought for the wedding for a gift. That would be our guess to Alexis, but she's probably not going to tell us. But either way, nice to have her back home. As we watch right now, up to bat, Aaron Tischler, first baseman.
Right back to Lowenbrow, the pitcher, and he just over there, throw over to first for the first out.
Makes it look relatively simple, eh? How they can do it so easy like that.
That's true.
And we watch Gord Lowry, coach for Richmond. He knows that they're in a ball game right now, and he knows that they're down naturally by the 3 runs. But a little bit of concern showing on his face, and they know they're still sporting a 3-17 record. He knows it's a tough goal for the team. But boy, when they get the hit, they get the hit. Is it going? Sure it is. All the way back out. Jensen's going underneath it. Does he grab it? Sure.
He
Jensen
does.
gets that one. Nice play by Jensen, but he got good hit on that. Good contact. And that was number 7 that tagged that. That was Craig Robinson.
Well, that was a very good hit. Forced Jensen right back almost to the fence out there, and but he made the catch. Lots of good hits coming here in this last little while.
And the next batter up is number 10, Scott Ingram. Scott Ingram is the next batter. He's a catcher for the Richmond Budgies. Right-handed batter. Lowenbraw sets, deliveries in there, called strike. Of course, they're still going with Lowenbraw, as we mentioned earlier on. No action in the bullpen, either bullpen right now, as we watch.
Yes, he did.
Oh, he says, no, I didn't swing. Called for a check swing in that one. And I know, I see Craig giving me hand signals here. I wasn't sure what you were looking for.
Who was the second batter?
The second batter, well, Robinson was just up.
Robinson. That's the
We had
fellow.
Mr. Tisler and Mr. Robinson. Robinson was the one that just placed that ball all the way back out to the field to Jeff Jansen.
That's the fellow I was trying to drag his name there. That was a really good hit by him. He just...
It was well placed in there. Called ball once again. In the top of the 4th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Scott Ingram, the catcher. Of course, Scott Ingram's working fairly well with Aaron Stetzer.
Yes, they seem to work fairly well together, these two.
Yeah, they do.
Made actually the throw by Nishi there from second base on that 3rd out that they gained in the 3rd inning. He had to drag from one side of his body over to the other side and still made a good tag.
In there, called strike. And that retires the side with Richmond scoring no runs in the top of the 4th inning.
3 up and 3 down.
And that's the way it's supposed to be done right there. There you can see a shot. BC Junior Baseball from Winskill Park. And we're in the line scores, the bottom of the 4th right now. Delta Dodgers still lead by a score of 4-1, scoring all 4 of their runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Of course, they had a solid 3rd inning, Craig. And you can't take anything away from them right there. Of course, the gentleman right there we mentioned earlier on in the yellow rain jacket, call it what you might. That is Riley Anderson. That is their catcher, the injured catcher.
Well, Riley's, as we were saying, the number 1 catcher. And
number 1 catcher for the team, and of course BC Junior Baseball coming to you from Winskill Park. Overcast skies, but the rain is staying away. And of course Richmond right now, they're still staying with their initial pitcher that they started, Aaron Stetzer. We've had no changes so far in the roster for either team in the field, and just as I say it, I know there's probably going to be about 4 per team, Craig.
That's exactly
Never
right.
fails.
I was going to say you should not say too much. All things will change very quickly.
Now I've got to get a shot of this. You can see out here on the sidelines, just in front of the Delta Dodgers dugout, you can see Coach Sean Freeze. He's got the jacket on just out here. He's giving some indication, some batting stances to number 12. And of course, number 12 is Kevin Stebbings right there. Sean Freeze used to work with Baseball BC and also naturally played with the Dodgers. He's giving some, he's saying, look, this is what you do. Your shoulder's out of position. Watch it and watch how you twist your body.
I think he's wanting him not to rise up on the ball either. He's showing that the player needs to just come through with the bat level and not rise up with the pitch.
So there you have it, coaching all the time. And of course, I guess at this time we should give a nice congratulations in order, or I feel they are in order, for a gentleman that you and I know, Craig, very, very well. Mr. George Morneau, his son Justin Morneau got drafted
yes,
in the last little while, and boy, what a nice feeling for him to get drafted and make the pros.
Oh, certainly it's very nice for the boy himself, but also very nice for his dad, George. And,
yeah, that's right.
Congratulations to both of them. I know it takes a lot of dedication by his dad and family to get him to that point. And congratulations to the boy.
Yeah, because they played, I know Justin played ball up in the North Delta area, and of course I was talking to Mike Pistor before the game about, the fact that, Justin used to play ball up in North Delta. So congratulations again. That's a nice step, because boy, anytime you can have a young man like that come up and go up to the majors the way that happened. We had Steve Wilson from the Delta area. We had Larry Walker from Maple Ridge
area, yeah.
So anytime you can have something like that happen, boy, what a nice feeling.
Well, it would certainly just be very nice if he's able to take it the one step farther and actually make it with a team in the majors and stay there.
I would, and I want to wish him sincerely. I really want to wish him and all the best, in his future endeavors. He really needs it. Nice. Whoever the young people are nowadays that can go up and make a professional sport. I think it's just marvelous.
Well,
in there,
as we just said, it takes a lot of dedication and everything. So
the dedication and the time that these people put in to make that.
And it takes people like all these coaches at this level and everything else to give them the expertise they need to have those skills. So
very much so. As we watch, change up throw on the outside of the plate. But the nice part about when a player makes the majors and they make the parent team is when they go up and they make the parent team and somebody does an interview with them and ask them, is there anybody you can give credit to? And they come back and say, yeah, my coach in playing, ball at a certain level, or whatever the sport is at a certain level. That's nice. Cruz going back. Is he going to get underneath it? No, change it. Robinson goes underneath it.
He's got it.
Wrapped it.
Made the catch.
Nice catch. There was a little bit of crisscross pattern out there. Of course, our view was obstructed by a couple of people right in front of our broadcast table.
Well, ball was hit very well. A big hanging fly ball. It was in between the center fielder and the right fielder, and so they both converging to cover each other on the play. And
of course, that was Mr. Jensen that hit the ball.
Right field made the catch.
That was Jensen that hit the ball. Our next batter up is number 15, Kevin Delgatti, and Delgatti is the second baseman for the Delta Dodgers. Hasn't seen an awful lot of work tonight. Any stats on Delgatti, Craig?
On Mr. Delgatti, 64 hits. And there's another one, or 64 at bats rather.
Another one all the way out to Robinson. Grabs that. That's twice he's had to work hard tonight.
Yes. And I think it was a batting average of 297 going into this game.
So he's had
that one's an out.
He's at about 13.
Yes.
Good stats. Nice for the Dodgers to supply us with all these up-to-date stats. Hit again, going straight out. This one's going out to Stoneborough. Stoneborough in left field's going underneath it. No, that dropped in too far past Gilfillian. Couldn't get a hold of that one. Throws it back into Oikawa. Oikawa playing second. Gilfillian went back, but he didn't go back far enough, and he let up a little bit.
Well, it was very difficult for him to get to that too. He's running away with his back to the batter, trying to pick that ball up over his shoulder, and it was well ahead of him anyways. But good.
It was
good
because
effort.
I was watching the left fielder. Mike can get a hold of that one. Now Piva's up to bat right now, number 5. Piva goes in. I believe that was called a ball. As we look, and of course they're still pitching, is Aaron Stetzer, the pitcher for the Richmond squad. And again, still no action in either
of the bullpens?
Either of the bullpens out here. I had to look to see about the Richmond bullpen. I wasn't sure. I had a couple of people standing in front of me on the far side, and I had to look because sometimes they move their bullpen around over on the far side beside the pool. The Winskill Aquatic Center, as its name is so graciously posted on the side of the building up there. In there, nice throw. Straight in, going back all the way out to Robinson once again. That's 3 hits to
Robinson's
Robinson
been a very
this
busy
inning.
boy out there.
Well, he has. He's had his work cut out. He's caught all 3 that have been delivered to him that way. Of course, we're coming up to the bottom of the 4th right now. And our line score right now, the Delta Dodgers still lead the Richmond Budgies by a score of 4-1. So we are approaching the top of the 5th. And we watch again, they're still sticking with their same pitching rotation and the same playing rotation as they started with from the outset, Craig.
Well, that's good. Shows confidence in the pitcher. He struggled for the first couple innings there, but seems to have settled in Lowenbrow here. He's still fights a bit of the low ball sometimes, but has good control on his other pitches.
Well, we watched some of the crowd on hand to watch the Delta Dodgers game out here.
Almost
2 hours.
As we look, the batting. We've got looking right now. I'm just looking as they get the ball thrown in. Missed us.
Yep, it's good. Keep missing us. We don't need to get
They
hit.
throw the ball in. They say, nope.
Well, I see a little action over there on the Budgie side for
Yeah, and their bullpen
probably
now.
a pitcher
Yeah, and of course,
warming up.
Of course, you're watching BC Junior Baseball from Winskill Park on DC TV Sports. Our pleasure to bring you this telecast. I'm Steve Erickson with Craig the Doc McLaren and all of our trusty Delta Cable sports crew that come out to put this telecast on for you. Hope you enjoy this. And of course, you know, some upcoming events that we should advertise and promote right now because we have a young lady that used to play on the team. Carrie Flemmer used to play for the Canadian national team. And coming up in the next while from Softball City, you will see the what they call, or what has come to be known as the Canada Cup Women's Fast Pitch. And the dates of the Women's Fast Pitch are July the 3rd to July the 11th. For the best in women's fast pitch action, go out and take in some of that ball. And if you want to stick close to home, come on out here on a Sunday afternoon and watch the Delta Dodgers or the Delta Orioles. This is their home field, or go to some of the other fields. Lots of good ball being played. I know some of the areas of the North Delta area have finished their season. Some of them have winded down. Well hit, balls placed all the way back out. Going after that is Jensen. Jensen grabs that. Nice easy move by Jensen to get it. And of course, that was Fraser Hartley, the designated hitter.
Well, Fraser got a good hit there, but
he did the same thing in the second inning. He was fly ball going up, popped out.
Mr. Jensen was equal to the task.
All right, let's take a look. Maybe we can see the bullpen. There's the Dodgers bullpen. Finally, we've got some action going over here. Down to our broadcast left. You can see the cars going by. The back of it goes from the catcher back to the pitcher. We don't have a problem. Or Mike Pistor doesn't have a problem, I should say. Could have him on their team in the first place. So,
no.
As we look right now. Oh, swing and a miss on that one. Boy, he was going for something on that. Mike Stoneborough. Richmond Budgies. Of course, Stoneborough plays left field for the Budgies. Behind Mr. Gilfillian, playing shortstop. A little bit outside and low.
Lots of zoom on it.
1-2.
Yeah, when Stoneborough was up when he was up last time, do you have his standings as to what he did or how he did last time he was up?
Mr. Stoneborough, the last
hit going up.
Sorry there, it was a
top
high fall ball over the back screen.
Yeah, over the back screen. Everybody going after that, and of course we don't have to worry about it.
Mr. Stoneborough went out in the top of the third inning, and he's still looking for
the first
hit here.
All right. Still looking for the first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In there, delivery. No. Called strike 3. Caught it on a swing right there, but a tough break. It was a little bit of a changeup in the delivery and just not a strong swing either.
No. Probably was hoping to lighten up on it a little and couldn't.
No, he couldn't. Our next batter up right now is number 52. And of course, Lennon Cruz, the center fielder. Lennon Cruz is the young man that went back to grab that ball, and we were talking about no indication of a warning track out in the center field area. But full marks for the young man for trying. He was either going to catch the ball, drop it, or eventually become our second camera person in the center field.
That's right, be impaled on the fence.
In there, call strike. Mr.
Very
Cruz.
good pitch right down the pipe there by.
Haven't had a lot of action from Mr. Cruz in the game. When he was up first inning, he was caught out in the hot box situation, as we mentioned earlier on.
Yes.
Ball too high.
2-1.
Yes, he got a walk in the second, or in the third rather, and hasn't had anything since.
No. Lundberg seems to have found his true form right now. He's settled down. His delivery and confidence level seems to really pick up a notch or two, Craig.
It does. He seems to have picked it up into the strike zone better, and he definitely has lots on these pitches.
Nope, calls 2 off, goes for the third one.
Ball.
In there, low ball.
Full count.
Full count.
Well, just as we say that, another one gets in a little low.
Yeah, but he ran 2 by the batter before that with exceptional
Certainly
control.
the one up high a little bit, but
In there, nope, wasn't going to
Here we
reach
go.
it, that one. Called for a check swing in there, and you can hear the umpire at first base saying he did not. It's like when I always relate this when they go down to first base or go to the extra umpire, like for a check swing. It's the same thing as going upstairs for the video replay.
it is.
But we won't have any controversy.
Both being hockey people, we're not going to get into those things, though. This
No.
is baseball, not hockey.
As long as they don't have their foot on home plate, I don't really care. What a dumb rule. Oh. Anyway, back to live action here. Called for a strike on that one. Of course, right now batting is Gilfillian. Gilfillian is the shortstop for the Richmond Budgies, wearing number 11. He's a pretty respectable game. I've been impressed with him every time I've watched him up to bat or out in the field.
In the field, yes, that's right.
Oh,
Well, certainly as
desperation dive back to first.
yes, as a shortstop, you would expect those kind of things from these people, though. They're usually your better athletes.
Well, we talked about a desperation dive as Gilfillian hits this one straight back out to Wilkins going into center field. No, who caught that one, Craig? Stebbings, I believe.
Stebbings.
Number 12 was the one that grabbed that one.
Yep.
But we talked about Gilfillian as well as a desperation dive. They're going back to first. And it was Gilfillian that went out and made that desperation dive earlier on in the second inning and threw the batter out or the runner out at first base.
At first, that's right. A very good diving catch, and jumped up, gained control of the ball, and made a great throw over to the first base for the out.
That's right. So in the
And then it just came full circle on him there. He
It
got
did
a
it.
great hit, and
did it ever. So we've played
left
halfway
fielder
through
puts him out.
halfway through the fifth, and the score is still the Delta Dodgers 4, the Richmond Auto Body Junior Budgies 1. And of course, a little bit of a change from Richmond, considering they started out, Craig, as we mentioned early on, that they started out so strong in their fielding, their delivery. They seem to have a little more control as far as pitching to catcher than what the Dodgers started out. And of course, they've more or less backed off, and Delta's picked it up a notch or two.
yes, I'll agree with most of that. I think Delta just took a little while to get going, to read the pitching, the pitchers' pitches that were coming in. But certainly, yes, they had a great, strong bottom of the third inning with 8 batters at the plate there, and scored all their runs. So
Did they ever? Did they ever?
here we are, 4-1.
And of course, neither side, as we mentioned earlier on, as we approach the bottom of the fifth, neither side has changed personnel right now, still sticking with the initial roster that they started with. Aaron Stetzer is still pitching for Richmond. Good control,
Stetzer
with the
actually-
exception of the one overthrow in the third, in the fourth inning right there, that allowed Delta to come back and score a couple of runs.
That's right. I think Stetzer, though, actually has done very well. His control's good. He's a little bit of a slight fellow, maybe, but he gets the ball delivered in there pretty good.
Well, he's a tall individual. He seems to have a little bit of a slow start on his delivery to the plate, but once the ball gets up pretty well, maybe about 11 o'clock, he seems to pick up the delivery, the speed a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And a little bit of a hip hop with his feet there off the mound. But
In there, that appeared to be outside, but he swung at it regardless. And of course, batting right now is number 33, Aaron McCray, the catcher for the Delta Dodgers. Mike Pistor doesn't appear to be concerned at all. They know what they're doing. They know what they're up against, and you can't be too complacent going in here, despite the fact that Richmond has a 3-17 record, and Delta's record is, I believe, it's 14-8 going into the game. So. They do have a command in the stats as far as the stats department. Of course, they're in second. I think they're 3.5 games behind the leader. And the leader is Ridge Meadows in the division. In there, long hit going back out center field. Cruz going after. Is it going over the field? Over the fence. Home run.
I think somebody's car's got a few dents in it out there, too.
Well, nice hit by McCray.
Well,
He
Mr.
was the
McRae
one.
gets himself a home run off that hit. That was a very well hit ball.
Now, as he
All
had
the players go out to give him some congratulations. That will be, according to our stats, and if they're up to date, this would make it number 3 on the year for Mr. McRae.
good for Aaron. Watch this. Watch
Here we
from
have
the
the
throw.
pitch. Oh, it's right in the sweet spot in the strike zone. He comes through with a really good hit, and there it is. You can see, well, you can't maybe, but there it goes. So we pick it up now as it clears the fence.
Cruz is going out after that, but he didn't have
No, he ran out
any
of
luck
pay
in
dirt
grabbing
there.
that one. He did, but nice hit by McRae to open the score up right now by 1 more. So Delta leads as they score another run in the bottom of the 5th. So it's 5-1 right now for the Dodgers. And our batter up is number 2, playing center field. That's number 2, Tim Wilkins. In there, well hit ball straight up the middle once again, going back, and Cruz has to come in and grab that one. The second baseman, and this one, Oikawa and Gilfillan, the shortstop, were fairly a substantial distance apart, so they didn't have any hope,
No
any luck in
chance.
coming down to close the gap on that.
Even as the players get on base, the coaching takes place even at first base. Well, you came through on that very well. Coach is saying, got right through that.
Did he ever? All right, and our batter right now, number 36, Brad Lonesbrough, the pitcher. Oh, he hammered that thing going back to Stonebro. Stonebro couldn't get to it, but it was a foul ball. Oh, tough break. Tough break for the Dodgers. Lucky break for Richmond.
That's right.
All right, as we watch. Yeah, tough play right there for Richmond, because the young man out in the field, Cruz, Robinson, and Stoneborough, they've had their work cut out for him tonight.
They have. Cruz been a busy boy too.
Well, he has, and even Robinson. Robinson was the one that made the 3 catches in the last inning to put all of them out, retire the side for the Dodgers. But Cruz has come in and played a solid, respectable game for Richmond. Change-up pitch delivery right there by Stetzer, called ball. Not going to get that one. And of course, as we mentioned earlier on, the Delta Dodgers, this is their home field. They play Sunday in the afternoons, and they are, I believe, followed by the Delta Orioles in Winskill Park here. Beautiful Winskill
There's
Park.
a big high fly ball, just clear.
Gilfillan goes back to grab that one. Is he going to get it? Sure he does.
And Mr. Gilfillan stands his ground as the shortstop there and makes a good catch for the out.
Nice play. Nice grab by Gilfillan. Played that well. Didn't have to move a lot. And
No, he didn't.
Of course, you could tell by the ball. It didn't float, didn't hang, and there wasn't an awful lot of wind conditions to move it around. It just went up and come back down.
That's right. Just a high fly ball, infield fly.
Okay, next batter up is number 11, Kevin Bartel. When he was up in the second inning, I believe, he got the first. Oh, did he hammer that thing? Cruz going back after it. So is Stoneborough. Who's going to grab it? Cruz comes in, and Cruz.
Great
and
running catch by Cruz there.
Nice one.
He moved from the right-hand side of center field over towards the left, running away out towards the fence, and looking and following the ball, made an excellent catch. Here it is here. Ball's hit sharply. That's right. Big fly ball heading out towards the left center field area, and Cruz is on his horse, makes the catch.
You could see him. He grabbed that one. Going down a second to get him.
I think so.
Yes,
sure
sure they did. That was a good call, even from our vantage point. You could tell that was a little bit. It looked like he slowed down going to the base. Almost expected a gimme to be safe at second, but no, it looked like he was safe on that one. There you can see a shot from, I believe that's our center field camera shot way out there, and there's the line score. And as we have concluded 5 innings, the score, the Delta Dodgers 5, the Richmond Budgies 1. And of course, Richmond scored 1 in the first, and Delta scored 4 in the bottom of the 3rd and 1 in the bottom of the 5th. So we're going to take a timeout and come back with more baseball action from Winskill Park right after this timeout.
You're watching DCTV, your eye on Delta.
everybody, and welcome back to Delta Dodgers baseball here from Winskill Park, BC Junior Baseball. We are pleased on Delta Cable Television Sports to bring you this broadcast. The visiting team is the Richmond Auto Body Junior Budgies, and Eric Oikawa is up to bat right now. Second baseman is up. Looking to see what Eric Oikawa did last time he was up, but he places that one down third base. Nice throw by Pivo over to Bartel. And they get Oikawa.
Well, Mr. Oikawa gets thrown out there. And on his...
Well, that was a nice throw by Piva, because Piva's the one that's playing third, and he's always strong third baseman whenever we watch him play. And now our...
Last time at bat, he was on base with a walk.
And our next batter up right now for Richmond, number 49, Bob Nishi. And there, call strike to Nishi. And again, we should say good crowd on hand here in Winskill Park to watch this game and the Delta Dodgers. Lowenbrow still pitching.
Well, Mr. Nishi was out the last time up. And, he'll be looking for a hit.
See whether or not he'd go the distance, but remains to be seen.
Well, he looks strong at this point, so we'll find out, as you say.
It almost appears, Craig, that the longer the game goes, the stronger he gets.
I think so. Well, seems to have a very strong arm. His delivery of the ball is, I'm sure it must be up in the 80s or something like that he's throwing.
It'd be nice if we get a radar gun here for one of the games when we do a telecast. Long throw from Delgetty over to first, and they couldn't get him in time as Bartel was behind him. And I believe that wasn't Delgetty, that was Newitt, Scott Newitt, that picked up the ball on the initial throw, number 7.
It was a little bit of a playing deep in the hole there at shortstop. Made the catch, but a long throw, and they put it in the dirt a little bit. Although sometimes they say that helps. It actually picks up a little bit of speed as it deflects off the ground. So
yeah, that's right. Be interesting to see at this level how many errors the players get charged with.
I'm sure they keep track of that and charge it out.
They probably do. They must have a list of errors, et cetera, somewhere over there. But you know, no doubt Mike Pistor keeps track of those.
I'm sure.
Well, there you can hear one of the local hot rods. I think that's about a 1961 black Pontiac Parisienne driving around here. I didn't get the license number, but it's some bozo driving stupid. They fail to remember that there's kids on the road nowadays and that school's out. For some situations, back out, nice play. Delgetty gets that one, throws it back over to Bartel. Bartel makes the play look so easy.
Well,
yeah, we should remind everybody.
Got caught there too. He was on his horse to go to second base, and
all right, we'll take a look at this one again, Craig.
Who's our batter here? Here's the pitch by Lowenbrow. Up there it is, reaching out, gets the hit, picked up by the second base, throws back to first, catching Nishi out there in no man's land.
Doing the first base shuffle on there, did that.
That's
nice
right.
Little put out on first, but a nice play from Delgetty over to Bartel, throws it. And again, Richmond Auto Body, as we are in the bottom right now, the bottom of the 6th inning, and Richmond didn't score any runs in the top of the 6th, but Richmond still sticking with the same lineup as we mentioned earlier on. And again, their pitching staff is strong and respectable from what you're getting from them. Stetzer possibly needs to work a little bit more on control and focus. But for the most part, I'm very impressed with their fielding tandem they've got.
A very strong outfield and a good shortstop too. Yes, I would say that we
haven't seen a lot from Nishi on third. Oikawa on second. Tischler's playing strong. So in respect to them, we don't know a lot what their infield's like because we haven't seen a lot of work to the infield yet.
To those areas of the infield,
that's right.
That's true.
And we will get set up to bat. The first batter for the Delta Dodgers is number 12. This is Kevin Stebbings. And of course, Stebbings plays out in the field. As we get set. Of course, Mike Pistor, general manager, is the coach down the third baseline. They don't have a coach on the first baseline. Mind you, Sean Freeze is slowly going over there now, but Sean Freeze will be coaching. Sean Freeze is one of the coaches for the Delta Dodgers, as is Mark McDonald and Jordy Cunningham.
Well, Mr. Stebbings has been out once and walked once, so we'll see how he does here.
Yeah, Stebbings, I believe he was, I didn't mark it down. I think the first time up he was out, but strong player. Got a good arm anytime we've seen him play in the past, too. As we look, foul ball going back. Mike says, I'll grab that, or the cameraman will get it. Ah, they missed him. I don't know whether they were cheering. They're cheering. Our cameraman's got to get a baseball glove. That's what they're after right there.
1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes to the batter. And again, Stebbings up to bat.
Oh, you can hear all the cheerleading going on by the
you
boys.
Can hear all this little bit of chitter chatter going on by some of the young guys here and talking, cheering everybody on. Full count to the batter right now to Stebbings. Of course, on deck is Jeff Jensen. Ooh, nice hit. Well-placed ball back out to Stumbro. Too far out of Gil Fillin's reach, and of course Nishi wasn't expecting that at all. He was playing too close to third base.
Well, he was expecting maybe the baseline hit there, and it was just in between Nishi and the shortstop. There it is there, right off the end of the bat. As I say, down in between shortstop, third base.
Yeah, in a case like that, in a case like that, you're probably wiser to let it go, because if you touch it, you might cause it to take a bad bounce or a bad hop someplace else, and that cause an error and give the runner an extra base or two.
Yeah.
So you're probably in a case like that wiser to just plain let it go out, in this case to the fielder, Mike Stonebro. Of course, our batter right now, Jeff Jansen, for the Dodgers. In there, called ball. Pistor giving him the signals, whether or not he's going to take him. It's interesting because Pistor's the third base coach. He's giving the signals over to the runner on first.
Well, it's very interesting always to watch all the different signals they come up with.
Well, I was talking about to Mike Pistor last game we telecast about the signals. And of course, we were talking off camera about some of the signals and some of the remarks that he was telling me about the signals and the way different teams change signals and the way teams pick up on reading the signals. It's quite interesting.
It is, and everybody's always, as you say, trying to figure them all out.
And you watch them and you watch all the signals that they actually give. There's actually only one thing that means something.
That's exactly right.
The rest of them are just something to do.
That's right. Well, of course as you and I know, and other people in the sport.
Watch him go through the signals. See, now, out of all that stuff that he did, Craig, as you were saying, we know that there's only one of those things mean the signal.
That's right.
Exactly what he wants his players to do.
But as we were just saying, too, and for the benefit of everybody else that isn't quite sure.
Nice, well-placed ball going back out. Cruz leave that one for Robinson. Robinson grabs it, throws it back in. Is he going to go to first? Safe at first. Oh, first baseman over there is Tischler saying, how can you call that from behind the action? Tischler shakes his head saying, I don't know.
Well, I think the face-up made a very good call on the play. I don't think the throw was quite there in time. But here on this play, good hit by Jensen. But Cruz, the center fielder, again, comes in, makes a nice catch again for the out.
Close but interesting either way. Going back down, going up to Tischler. Tischler going to run that one down for the out himself. Runs that one down.
That's okay.
Well, that sounded like it hit the plate as it was hit.
You know, you watch the players out here. They're taking it serious, but they're having fun. They're all coming away with smiles.
That's what you really like to see, actually.
Well, they're all playing. They're playing very competitive, and you know, despite the fact that they're on opposite teams, some of the guys are still getting along with each other. Oh, they're going to walk this guy. Look at this. They're going to the outside. They're not going to pitch to him. Scott Newitt's the batter, and it looks like they're going to purposely walk him. They are. They're going to the outside. They're calling them off. And of course, we also have Stebbings is on base at second. Yep, they're going to call for the outside pitch again. They're going to walk this guy. They want to take Piva. They need one more out. We've got 2 out. So this will walk Scott Newitt. And the next batter will be Aaron Piva. So we've got runners at first and second for the Delta Dodgers. All right, they've got 2, as you can hear them saying. They need one more, and I guess this is the one that they figured they're going to get. They're going to get Aaron Piva.
Well, certainly they must have felt that Scott Newitt was not a fellow they wanted at the plate.
They don't want to pitch to him. I guess they feel they'd much rather pitch to Piva. Piva's a third baseman for the Delta Dodgers. Throw in the dirt. That advances the runners. We got runners right now on second and third. Well within scoring position, Craig.
That's right. If Piva can get hold of one of these, we'll see the score jump by at least 1 here.
And we have Kevin Stebbings on third and Scott Newitt on second, both taking a fairly respectable leadoff. Goes called fair ball, hit the bag, stayed in play. That scored 2 more runs. It's marvelous. Maybe they should not have walked Scott Newitt in the past, Craig.
Well, I think they got a little bit of a bad break here too. That ball was hit in a bounce and it jumped off of the third base, I believe.
Yeah,
itself.
it hit the bag. Watch this.
So there it is. There it takes. You can't see it too well from there, but it took a bounce off the third base and bounced over the third baseman and stayed in play right along the baseline.
Like you were saying, when that hit the third base, Bob Nishi had no play on that one at all. It took a high bounce in the air and it was about 10 feet above his head, so he didn't have any type of respectable play on that one at all. And again, swing and a miss call on that one. And our batter up to bat right now is Aaron McRae, the catcher for the Dodgers. And of course, the Dodgers lead by a score of 7-1. And we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sun starting to come out, as we mentioned here, from sunny Tawasin. We told you it was sunny down here. Nice, well-hit ball going back. Gilfillan goes after it. He turns. He's running under it. Does he get it?
Yes, he
nice
does.
grab. We watched him in the past try for one. He couldn't make the last one, but he sure got this one.
What a beautiful play, Steve. High hit ball, and Gilfillan left his position there in the deep slot of shortstop.
Well, let's take a look. We said we were impressed with the ability of this young man. Watch this.
There it is here. You can't see here, but the ball's hit very high in the air. And Gilfillan just ran straight back out there, looked over his shoulder, picked the ball up, and there you see it there as he makes the catch. Excellent play.
Well, the key for that was that he called everybody off, too, because right beside him, we had Mike Strombrow and Lennon Cruz was coming in from center field. So both of them, we're right now. We've got a good game going. As we mentioned earlier on, the Delta.
Different pitcher here for the Delta Dodgers. Number 14 is John Fandry. Now pitching for Delta.
Any stats on Mr. Fandry?
Let's see what we can find out here.
Well, it's always nice when you've had a pitcher go because, 6 full innings, so it's always nice when you can go into the bottom stretch of the game and throw in a new pitcher right now. So stats, what do we got, Greg?
Well, we have one win, no losses, no saves.
And
8 and innings pitched would be 21.7 with earned runs of 12, hits of 25, and home runs 2.
Well, he's only given up 2 home runs, so respectable
strikeouts 22.
Base on balls?
Base on balls 11, and an average of 2.278. So some decent stats in there.
It is, and as you mentioned, it's nice when they've got good, strong stats. And of course, the sun is coming out here from sunny Tawasin at Winskill, our location here.
That's right. Just
the
before
shadows
it sets here.
Of course, it is always nice, gorgeous night.
A little hard for our fielders now for you folks' son as they try and watch
They
the
will.
pitches here.
Called for a strike. And our batter right now is fielder number 7, Craig Robinson. Robinson was the one earlier on that made the 3 catches in the, I guess it was a 5th inning, Craig.
Yes.
That made those as we get called. Strike on that one. So this could be all she wrote right here for the Richmond squad if they don't come back and score 6 to tie, 7 to take the lead, Craig.
It's a big hole. I sort of, there's a base hit.
Do you see that hop that took? It completely went right over top of Newitt's head. But what a hopper. He was standing.
Was it a hop at all? I thought it was
like
just
it was. Watch.
Just a base hit here. No, just a little bloop hit that just a little punch.
Just over top.
Just put it over the infield into the shallow outfield for a hit.
Of course, Stebbings had to come in and make the play and grab that one. That sort of caught Newitt off guard. I don't think he expected that.
No.
Because he was coming in to play it. In there, Kyle strike. Our batter up right now is number 10, Scott Ingram, the catcher. He has walked in the 2nd inning.
And he had a double in the bottom of the 3rd.
In there, Kyle strike. Yeah, I've been impressed, as I mentioned earlier on, the pitching staff, Aaron Stetzer and Scott Ingram, the catcher for Richmond. They must practice an awful lot because they work fairly well together.
Yeah, they seem to be doing pretty good.
In there, called ball. And full marks to Aaron McRae for filling in for Riley Anderson, the injured catcher for the Delta Dodgers.
That's right.
Ingram takes his time. Now, a completely different style of delivery than what we've seen from Lowenbrod of Fandry. Fandry uses a low sidearm delivery. It appears that he goes in his crouch when he throws it.
Do you think, Steve? I don't think it actually is sidearm, but he comes over the top, but he gets very, very low. Takes a very big step off the mound towards the plate.
Okay, we'll have to get a shot of him on the delivery because it's completely different. There you can see
does go over the top, but a shallow over the top. It's.
But he dips a lot.
He does. He gets very low on his delivery. Batter now is number 1.
It's Fraser Hartley.
Fraser Hartley.
Designated hitter, and of course he struck out in the 2nd inning. Gorgeous night for baseball, as we mentioned, from Winskill Park, the BC Junior Baseball. Richmond Budgies playing the home field favorite, Delta Dodgers. And of course, as we mentioned, this is their home
1 and 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Mr. Hartley's behind here. He's got to pick one of these up and get himself a hit.
In there.
And he does. Stays alive on a little bit of a foul tip there.
Well, he needed that one. Keeps him honest anyway. Well, they're talking to him. They want to get him going.
Well, it's always difficult, too, with the change in pitchers. You haven't seen him, and to pick up his style and the delivery. Well, unfortunately, Fraser picked up that delivery right on his body. So Mr. Hartley is on base with a hit there. Or
it is.
By being hit, rather.
So he walks down. Gets to walk the first. We've got runners on
Here's
first.
A
runner
replay of that here. He didn't actually make much of an attempt unless he picked it up late to get out of the way, and he
looked like it hit him a little bit on the hip.
On the small of the back there, yes.
All right, our batter right now, number 34, Mike's. And we'll look when you talk about getting hit, Craig. That did get hit with the ball. He's actually getting ice put on him, so maybe we can get a little bit of a shot of that from our camera here.
Well, certainly
in the Dodgers dugout. Just
if the
to my
pitches
right.
are coming in the 80s or 90 mile per hour, there you have it right there. A picture of the player being
putting some ice
addressed to by the coach, Mr.
Like Pistor's putting some ice on it.
Putting some ice on that shoulder area. So, but if the pitches are coming in at those kind of speeds, 70, 80, 90 miles an hour, they will almost certainly leave instant welts on you. This.
Oh, they still smart.
No, that hurts.
Even from when I played.
Yeah, that's right.
A couple of years ago, Craig. And there, swing and a miss, dropped it. He didn't even try to run on that one. He says, "Nah, I'll give you that one. I'll just go back to the dugout. Thank you, sir." All right, sun's coming up, and as you were saying, Craig, the sun is in the eyes of the fielders out there for the Dodgers. You can see them. They're pulling their hats down, putting their shades on.
That's right. It will come into play badly for them if it's a line drive type hit ball. If it's up in the air, certainly they can pick it up.
There you can see. And of course, Lennon Cruz, the batter right now, center fielder for Richmond Budgies. In their low called ball. Low and inside. Cruz has had a strong game with the exception of going back towards that warning track by the fence earlier on, but I don't blame him for that one. Full marks because he really tried to hustle after that one, and just that.
Oh, he did. He hustled from the center field position out towards the fence, but you can't certainly put yourself in a position of jeopardy of being.
No, not at all, because as we mentioned, no indication of the warning track, so you know, full marks for him for trying. Valiant effort. Of course, the last pitch, in called strike right across the knees.
And that one
called
too.
Strike again. They're going to keep runners close to first and second.
Well,
one ball, 2 strikes, Craig.
Catcher there, Aaron McCray is making it a little interesting, throwing the ball sort of out and away from the pitcher a few times.
You can see the fielder with the glove up in front of his face, Craig.
Probably looking through the webbing to be able to keep an eye on it. Here's a ball hit just right down the third base line.
Over to first.
For the out.
Got him out at first.
And that retires the side.
That retires the side, and that should be the ball game right there. And of course, in the 7th, they did not play the bottom of the 7th, and
that will be the game there.
You can watch the players come out and congratulate each other, and there you can see the X through the bottom of the 7th indicates we did not play the bottom of the 7th inning. And Richmond, as we take a look, Craig, at the last bat.
Here it is. Here it was hit right off the hands area, the bat right down along third base line, almost just to the inside, and the pitch over, picked up by the third baseman, pitch over to first base for the out.
Well, all right. Well, we're going to take a little bit of a breather right now, I think, and get all our paperwork in order, and we'll come back with our final thoughts and our wrap-up right after this timeout.
You're watching DCTV, your eye on Delta.
Mike, strong showing by the team. A little bit of a slow start, but they picked it up in the bottom part of the game.
Yeah, well, it was a slow start. I was wondering if it was going to come around, but it eventually did. We got a couple of clutch hits when we got some guys on base halfway through the game and took off from there.
Your pitching has always been strong with the Dodgers. That's the one thing that we've alluded to in the past. You went with the same pitcher with the exception of the top of the 7th. You changed. You wanted to have a little bit of a change, just a confidence builder for the team?
Yeah, Brad started. He threw about 90 pitches, and he hasn't thrown for a while, so we thought that was enough for him tonight. And the pitcher we brought in, Fandry, we've been using him a little bit in the closer role, and just to get him some work in, and he did a good job.
Now, we were talking about the average speed. What's the speed that the boys throw the ball at?
In this league, it probably ranges from about 77 miles an hour, probably to a high of about 87. The average speed probably being somewhere around 82, 83.
Yeah, let's talk about the injury to your star catcher, Riley Anderson. Got to be a big loss for the team.
It is a big loss for the team. In my opinion, Riley's the best catcher in the league, bar none. he's just been throwing the ball fantastic this year. It's just an automatic out, and he's right on target every time, whether the runner gets a good jump or not. So it's a big loss. Fortunately, we do have 2 other good catchers, and Brian
McRae played well.
McRae played well, and Brian Forster wasn't here tonight, but both those guys are very capable and will do an admirable job filling in. It's a good, it rallies down, but it's time for those guys to step up and show what they can do.
Okay, as the season winds down right now, your record moves from 14-8 to 15-8. Where do you have to move the team from here to naturally try and overtake the leader, the team from Ridge Meadows?
Yeah, well, we'd like to finish first. It's not the end-all, do-all, but we do have a doubleheader left against them. So if we keep playing well and win 3/4 of our games until we see Ridge near the end of the season, maybe it'll come down to the last day.
Is your doubleheader a homestand?
It's out their way, but it is a doubleheader. I think it's our last 2 games of the year, so it could be fun.
Okay, well, good luck, Mike, for the rest of the season, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much.
Craig, we had a solid ball game here, as we mentioned earlier on in the broadcast booth. Dodgers started a little bit slow. They come out, picked it up a notch or two to, add a little bit of life to the game.
I thought it took them an inning and a half to 2 innings to settle in and finally get themselves on track. Struggled for a little bit for pitching for a while. Pitcher putting it down very low, but he settled right in after a while. Got into the groove, if we'll say. And yes, I thought they picked it up steadily from there. Lots of good hits, a nice home run by Aaron McRae, and they finished the game out very solidly.
Well, as we mentioned from the broadcast location, the longer the game went, the stronger the Dodgers seemed to get.
The pitching seemed to get stronger and stronger, and they brought in their relief pitcher there at the end and closed it out with a really strong finish too. Different style altogether, but really good.
Got to be a real confidence booster for the Dodgers to move their record ahead.
Really a good confidence booster for them. Be nice if they could get all their injury people back again. That would help them significantly. For the Richmond team, tough for them. Very hard to keep your confidence up after you get behind. And although I felt they were in the ball game all the way, their pitching seems not that strong.
We didn't tell anybody, but that's the best we can do. I'm sorry, it's a bun on the fritz here. We've got a. It's not Craig's birthday. What we're alluding to is Craig just celebrated a 25th wedding anniversary. So we want to congratulate Craig and Kathy and blow at the candle. Go ahead. See if you can blow that sucker out there. Make it go. Yeah, we want to congratulate Craig and
bun with a fizzler in it.
Congratulate Craig and lovely wife Kathy for that. So
the people in the staff for giving me this. That's very nice. I have something to eat after even.
We're gonna let you go right now. You can cheer and
And thank you to my wife for putting up for 25 years with me. I guess that's all I can say.
I'm not gonna even answer that one. I'll stay out and I'll avoid that one, Craig. We want to thank everybody for watching the telecast. Wish Craig and Kathy all the best in the future, and hope you enjoyed this telecast. The Dodgers play here on Sunday afternoons, as we mentioned. So come on out and support Delta Dodgers in the BC Junior Baseball. Hope you've enjoyed this. On behalf of Craig the Doc McLaren, I'm Steve Erickson. The rest of the Delta Sports crew, if you don't play sport, at least be one.
Interceptor, 2 ones in Sector 12.
Copy, we're in the vicinity.
They know you're a part of the 7-Up underground. People who think the crisp, refreshing taste of 7-Up is better than anything else.
Stop! Back up, it's over there.
And the guys who are watching aren't too happy about this.
Shopping cart! Ah!
Fortunately, the guys who are watching aren't too swift. Do you think for yourself? Are you an
Yeah. We're getting calls about a wild party over here. Know anything about it? I didn't think so. Which one of you jokers goes by the name Mario?
It's me. Could you step outside, please? Welcome to Mario Party, where you and 3 friends battle it out all night long. With 6 adventure boards and 50 mini games, this party's just getting going. Mario Party, only on Nintendo 64.
But it's me, Mario.
Yeah, tell it to the judge.
Get in or get out.
There's a reason Sears Home Central can guarantee we'll fix your appliances right.
Hey, how's it going?
Pick me! Pick me!
Allie Landry hosts an all-new America's Greatest Pets, returning to UPN Friday.
Cheers, tonight at 10:30 on UPN 11.
Many people think that since they've had less to drink than their friends, then they can get behind the wheel. This is a mistake, sometimes a fatal one.
Traffic accidents are the single greatest killer of young people in America, and nearly half of these accidents are alcohol-related.
More college undergraduates will die of alcohol-related accidents than will earn their master's and PhD degrees combined.
Just one drink can affect your driving ability and increase your chances of an accident. So please, get the facts. Log on to our website at www.cluelesstv.com for more information.
And remember, never drink and drive or get into a car with anyone who's been drinking. Call a cab, sleep on a couch, just don't get into that car.